Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. So, right now, our family is in kind of an in between spot. We have had some issues with the farm and are currently in a different state doing some other work, and the future is still uncertain. We're waiting to hear back on certain job opportunities and such. As you see, we are out of the RV. We're actually out of the RV for good, which is great. We were very fast outgrowing it. We are renting a little studio apartment right now. In times like this, it can be easy to feel stressed about what the next step is, and are we going to have everything we need? Are we going to get enough jobs? What is this next year going to look like? I'd really like to know. But even though this is like a temporary spot that we're in, we still have the day-to-day stuff that we gotta do, and we still have life to go on with. Something that has encouraged me lately is the thought of how Jesus says that we should pray, "Give us this day our daily bread." And he says just this day. It's not necessarily promised that we will know what the future is and the ways that God's going to take care of us in the future. We're only promised this day, and he says not to take thought for tomorrow and what we will eat or what we will wear. And it's kind of a lesson in trusting God that he's going to take care of us, and we don't need to know every step of the way right now. I'd like to share a couple quotes in this video from J.R. Miller, who is a recent favorite author of mine. You can find a lot of his books and stuff on a website called gracegems.org, but this is something that I read recently that applies to this topic. It says, "There is a deep lesson in this teaching talking about give us this day our daily bread. Life is not given to us by the year or the month, but by single days. Night is the horizon which bounds our vision. We see not the morrow, and we are to confine our thought and concern to the little space between the rising and setting of the sun. This does not forbid forethought. The Bible encourages wise and proper care for the future, but we are all authorized to ask God to give us what is enough for the present day. We are taught that wonderful lesson of living a day at a time, a lesson which runs through all the Bible. It would save us an immense amount of worry and anxiety if we could really learn this lesson. It is trying to carry tomorrow's burden along with today's burden, which breaks people down. Anybody can do one day's task in a single day, or endure one day's struggle, but that is enough for anyone. That is all that God intends anyone to carry, just one day's burden." Another thing I'd like to talk about is how we repeat as homemakers the same little tasks day after day after day, and especially right now in a place where I don't feel settled. I don't feel like I'm in my home, but I still do all these things, and they're not always the most fun. I don't always have the time to when I'm cooking, maybe make more interesting new things that take more time. Sometimes I just have to keep it very simple with the baby and all. This is also a small space, and he's really liking to move around a lot, so it takes a lot of time to just keep him entertained. We do live close to my parents' house right now, which is really nice to be able to take him over there and give him more space and more people to interact with, so that is a big plus. But going back to what I was saying, it's everything isn't how I want it, and you sometimes have to do all these things that maybe don't feel like I want them to feel right now. But I just want to encourage myself and anybody else that might be in a similar position that it's still really important, even if you're in an in-between phase, even if it feels very mundane and monotonous, even if it's not very fun to you, it's still actually really important. Doing the work that we have to do well with our heart in it is always glorifying to God. And, you know, it's a big privilege for me to have a child and be able to stay home with him. And it can be exhausting sometimes, but it is such a fulfilling and rewarding thing. There's really nothing better than that, I don't think. I'm going to share another J.R. Miller quote, which is a favorite one of mine. It says, "It is in the everyday of life that nearly all the world's best work is done. The tall mountain peaks lift their glittering crest into the clouds and win attention and admiration, but it is in the great valleys and broad plains that the harvests grow and the fruits ripen, on which the millions of earth feed their hunger. Likewise, it is not from the few conspicuous deeds of life that the blessings chiefly come, which make the world better, sweeter, happier, but from the countless humble services of the everydays, little faithfulnesses which fill long years. By the simple beauty of their own humble lives, by the quiet deeds of self-sacrifice, by the songs of their cheerful faith, and by the ministries of their helpful hands, they make one little spot of this sad earth brighter and happier." Here we are walking to my parents' house. We're actually on the same road right now. I appreciate you guys watching my video today. I hope that something in it was encouraging to you or that you enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next video.